Open up the bowl, see if anything comes out. Ooh. I've never seen, well, I have. Just I've never seen green gas, but there it is. Looks like antifreeze. I'm gonna drain this out, and then I'm gonna put some fresh fuel in and see if I can flush all this doo-doo out of here. And I'll do the same thing on the other carburetor. Let that dookie drain for a little bit. So I noticed on the other carburetor, I think the float is stuck because it drained all the old stuff out, and I'm not seeing any new stuff coming in. We'll see if this one does the same thing. This one's, I think, doing pretty good. I think the float is free on this side. I'm leaving tools all over the place. Let's see. Let that drip out for a little bit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the float's working on this one, which is good, but I still got to take the other side out. Alright, so here's where we're at. I got a battery in last night. I put it on the trickle charge, top it off. Meanwhile, carburetors are still gummed up. I noticed I opened up the drains yesterday, drained that nasty antifreeze looking gas out of it. The problem is the floats in the carburetor, I believe, are still stuck, and with that means the needle valves are also stuck. So we're getting fuel from the tank through the petcock into the car, well, not into the car, but I got fuel in the lines here, but we're not getting it into the bowls, and subsequently I don't think it's, I think once we get past the needle valve, I got a feeling the jets are probably also clogged up. But I do have a carburetor rebuild kit coming, and I'm going to keep trying to just tap on it. I just sprayed some seafoam up in there and sealed it in there. Whether it was enough, I don't know. I'll keep working on it. Worst case, I might have to pull the carburetor this weekend, and we'll just rebuild the carburetors and just be done with it. And I got to replace the boots between the carburetors and the cylinders anyways, so it's got to get done. I'm just trying to see if I can get the bike fired up as it is. So got the new battery in. We have the spark plugs out because I've been trying to roll the bike forward and back, trying to free up that wet clutch. When it's been sitting for so long, the clutch discs dry out and they'll rust together. So the idea was, if I can get the bike in gear, move it forward and backwards, maybe we can get oil onto that clutch basket and get those clutch discs soaked and zip tie the clutch. Maybe we could get those discs freed up, which I think has actually worked. I won't actually know until we get this thing fired up. I dump it into gear and it dumps me on my butt. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Now that we've got power on, I got the spark plug just kind of hanging in there. I want to see if we got a spark, and that'll be another challenge crossed off the list. The only thing we'll have left is just get fuel, and we'll have fire. Anything happening? Some starter action, that's good. There's a starter relay, it's working, and the Bendix on the starter is working. See, we got some spark. Oh yeah. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Turn this off before I kill every ounce of battery I have. This stuff. Use my approved carburetor bowl removal tool. Ooh, nasty. That's just this one. Here's the other bowl. It's got all sorts of nice, yummy stuff in there. And this one is she's stuck like chuck. I'm gonna try to free it up because I gotta get these pin to pin for the floats has got to come out. We'll replace the float. We got to rebuild the kit right here. It's got new floats. Got all sorts of nice little yummy goodies. Here, I put quite a bit. She's stuck like chuck. So there was no amount of seafoam or PB blaster that I could blow up into these carburetors to get all that crap out of there. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish cleaning this side out. Quite honestly, as soon as I get these floats out, I'll get the jets out, and then I might actually put this in a pot of boiling water for about a half hour. That should clean this up. I gotta open the diaphragms up on the top sides. Take these two diaphragms will come out because I got replacements right now.
Oh, baby.
Okay. Let me give her one good ooga doga. And I'm calling it done. Done. Round two. Alright, so I've got the carburetors off for the second time, and first thing I realized on this particular float was the So this is your needle valve, this silver piece in here. That needle valve was actually stuck because the float was allowed to come down too far. Ideally what happens is when the bowl starts to fill with fuel, the float starts to come up, and right about, you'll see right about there, that's when the valve is closed. It's seated, and it's got a little, see that little tip on there? It's got a little spring-loaded tip, so that allows, when you're riding the bike's bouncing around, it allows the float to kind of bounce around, but the valve remains closed. But when the bowl starts to empty, the needle valve pops back open. So I've had to do a little bit of bending on, see if I can get my screwdriver down in here. Possibly not. No, yes, no. This little tab right at the tip of my screwdriver, I had to bend that tab a little bit to make some adjustments. So when the float comes all the way down, it doesn't get that needle valve jammed up. So this is ideally what you want. So with that needle valve being stuck open, that's why my carburetor was flooding. It doesn't, even though the float comes up, or tried to come up, because that needle valve was jammed right about that position or so, even though the float was trying to come up, that valve was stuck open. Just keeps flooding the carburetors. Alright, so as you guys saw, she took a little bit of work to get her running again. Digging into the carburetors, they were pretty gummed up, and I had to rebuild them. And then I ran into some more issues with the parts that were sent to me were no good, so I had to order another rebuild kit and rob parts from that. Did some tests on the carburetor this morning and threw it in there while Brittany was out here polishing up all the little chrome bits, and she did a phenomenal job cleaning some of this up. Absolutely beautiful. But while she was cleaning this up, I was throwing the carburetors in there this morning, and we had to recharge the battery real quick. Batteries were a little weak, and it actually hit a lick. And you know, there's a lot of tears going on, because this is actually the first time the bike is fired up and God knows when, and it's 5 days away from the 1 year anniversary that I lost my grandfather.
So I know he'd be proud, and everybody in my family I know is pretty proud. But she still needs a little bit of work. I gotta get the carburetors tuned. I gotta get some new fuel lines, because those little rubber hoses are not happy. New tires. What else? I know I need new fork seals, and I've got another brake master cylinder on the way. This is little stuff. I got a new fuel tank waiting in the apartment. I gotta order new fuel petcocks to put on the new tank. Then I can throw that on. But she's coming around.